sofa survivalists. Who are they? And what exactly is the point of them? There's certainly a lot of them on places like YouTube. I'm seeing more and more of them, especially ever since the advent of AI technology and stuff like that. I suppose for me, a sofa survivalist, as I like to call them, are people who talk a really good talk when it comes to survival techniques, wilderness survival, or bushcraft or something like that. But they never seem to leave the comfort of their sofa, or their bedroom, or their basement, or wherever they are. They never seem to actually be in the outdoors, yet they spend an awful lot of time talking about what you should do in the outdoors. Now, there could be a couple of reasons for this. Let's address the first one straight away. Reason number one, you are an outdoorsman. You've always been an outdoorsman. You know a lot about bushcraft or survival or something like that, and you've got something to contribute. But you're old, or you're disabled, or, something. And you can't get out as much anymore, but you still want to share the wisdom. That's fine, that's great. Those people, no problem with whatsoever. In fact, a lot of them have got an awful lot to contribute. Then you get these other types of people that they love the idea of it. They watch all the TV shows, they watch all the YouTube channels, and they really love the idea of being a sort of survivalist or a bushcrafter or something like that. But for whatever reason, whether it be laziness or confidence or whatever, they never actually get round to putting the theory into practice. And that's part of the problem with wilderness survival is you can buy a wilderness survival book and you can memorise it cover to cover. Let's say you get the fantastic book by John Lofty Wiseman, the SES Survival Handbook, which is like the Bible of survivalists' books. You could literally read that entire book, and I did that as a kid, and memorise every technique, every little drawing, every little bit in it. And you would be quite knowledgeable as a survivalist. But the thing that book doesn't portray is the actual practicality of doing the things and how much harder it is in practice than it is in theory. Wilderness survival, bushcraft, all these kind of outdoor type pursuits, they cannot be done purely by theory alone. They really are an entirely practical endeavour. I could explain to you a really great way of building a thermal A-frame, where you have no tools whatsoever, but you build a little shelter, a thermal A-frame, which keeps you out of the wind in an emergency situation. But until you actually try to construct that by yourself in that situation, and not just in the summer months, in the rain, the cold, you never really feel how difficult it is to do those things, how long it really takes to do those things. And you can really only do that via muscle memory, by continuously practicing, continuously failing, and occasionally succeeding at these things. And only then will you truly understand how you can move away from the theory side of things and move to the practical side of things when it comes to bushcraft or survival and things like that. It really can't be done entirely off the page of a book. There is one other kind of sofa survivalist, which unfortunately has become a little bit of a thing on the internet. And to be honest, I don't really have a lot of time for these people, as really what they're wanting to do is make content. They want to jump on what they believe to be a popular genre. Newsflash, it's not that popular. But they believe it to be a popular genre that they can do. And so basically what they do is they take information from a book or another YouTube channel or a TV show or something like that, and they write that up into a script. And then they stand in front of a camera and they read the script, possibly even sitting on their sofa while they do it. And they overlay what they're saying with pictures of people who have actually done these things, or what's becoming more commonplace now, AI animations or AI imagery or AI videos or something like this, of building a camp or a campfire or something. It can be anything. But they themselves never actually do anything. And in all probability, they've probably got hours and hours worth of topics written up into scripts like this. And they write them all up, or they get ChatGPT to write them for them. And then basically they sit on their sofa, they read off all of this survivalist sounding information and overlay it with images, sometimes even stolen images of other people who actually go out and do things, and they pan that off to you as knowledge. Suffices to say, I'm not a fan of the sofa survivalist.